Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. Married at First Sight season 16, the reunion, part 1. That really just needs to be the reunion, okay? Take the parts out of it. I don't even know what else they can actually give us because this definitely gave nothing, okay? But I am going to give you our review. Will it be as detailed? Absolutely not. Y'all know I gave up on them detailed reviews a long time ago. But you know what your girl not going to do is miss out on the important stuff. So if this is your first time here, I need you to do me a favor, sit back, relax, watch the video on through, and if you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you are one of my lovely members or subscribers, hey y'all, how you doing? Y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. So they got the whole cast out there, and I'm gonna say the whole cast look cute. I'm not really gonna get into these outfits and things because y'all, I just don't care enough to do it, okay? But if you want to tell me who outfit you like the most, go ahead and put it down in the comments below. But I will say that Jasmine looked absolutely beautiful, okay? I see what we doing there, girl. I see what we doing, and I'm here for it all, okay? But let's go ahead and get into it. So all the couples are out on the stage, and Kevin asked them, how does it feel to be recognized by people out in the streets and whatnot? Now, y'all, I'm trying to figure out when did they shoot the reunion so that people was actually noticing them doing before we got to the reunion. So it seems like maybe they was airing episodes while they were filming the reunion. But either way, Nicole said that she got a taste of her own medicine because she likes to be all up in people's business, and apparently people want to be all up in her business and judge her relationship, and I'm one of them. Definitely one of them. Who is out there paying Dom for her cleavage pics? Y'all nasty. Y'all just nasty, okay? Don't try to take it. And Dom, don't go out there and start no OnlyFans and be sending pictures and stuff like that. Girl, no. I know you young and we was like, you're not ready for this, but I don't want you to take that route either. Okay? Jasmine said everybody want her to be with Gil. No. Absolutely no. Don't do it. 0 out of 10 would not recommend. Plus, y'all know that's Dom man. So I don't know how Jazz was going to be hooked up with Gil anyway, okay? So we found out that Clint moved into the same building as Nicole and Chris. Now, y'all, Clint said he ain't want to be around Gina no more, okay? She was just too close for comfort. McKinley moved back to Michigan, but we already knew that. And like we said, we knew he wasn't going to be stable, and we knew that he wasn't about to settle down. So I'm not mad at Dom for not wanting to be with him. Period. So Kevin was like, so do you live in somebody's basement or you bought a house? No, I bought a house. I don't believe it. I don't believe nothing McKinley said because I see him as a liar. It just is what it is. And a cloud chaser is someone who just want to be on TV and want to be recognized in the street. And I hope that he's happy with the little bit of recognition he got from his 3 episodes. So then they get on the fact that Dom went and got a dog, and McKinley's upset because she didn't like his dogs. First of all, she never got the chance to meet your dogs because you didn't even care enough about your dogs to bring them down here. So you have no right to be mad at anybody for not wanting to like the dogs that they never got to meet. And you got the nerve to sit there and say she's immature to go get a dog. Sir, you're immature for leaving your dogs for months on end to come to Nashville to marry a stranger. So then we got to revisit the conversation between Clint and Gina about, you know, his preference and what he was used to dating and how Gina took it some type of way. And she's still standing 10 toes down on how she felt because she felt like it was a direct insult towards her. Gina, grow up. You seen this by now. You watched it by now. You just know it's not what it is. And I can't stand the fact that they keep harping on the fact that Clint just talked about the type of women he used to date. And y'all not going to sit there and replay them clips of how she kept saying, I don't like gingers, I don't like gingers, I don't like gingers. As if that's not offensive. And I mean directly towards him, to him. So miss me with all of that. So then they went ahead and played the clip of when Chris said that Nicole was thicker than the women he usually prefers, okay? And I'm just sitting there wondering why Nicole wasn't ready to let him eat his words the same way she was ready to jump down Clint's throat when he made a comment similar to what your husband made, but wasn't even directly towards her. How about that, Nicole? How about that? Child. So anyway, they bring up Arris kissing cousin, and I'm just going to say this. I apologize to his cousin for one thing and one thing only, and that was the fact that Arris was not ready for this process, okay? I apologize to you for going in on you because you were right. He was not ready for this process, but your attitude and your negativity still sucks. And I just can't figure out how I ain't have nothing nice to say ever since I started this daggone review. So let's just keep going. They brought up the fact that, you know, Arris never stood up and supported Jasmine, which he never did. How you want to tell that girl that she looked like she worked a 16-hour shift and, you know, she's weak because she came in the house looking like, you know, defeated? No, she came in the house because she was agitated and she couldn't understand why your cousin, who she just met, was being so negative and judgmental towards her. Then she sat there and told you that she was doing all of that and she didn't want nothing to do with her, and you turn around and call her weak. Arris, oh, y'all don't know how bad he works my nerves. It's bad. That's how bad it is. Like, he works my nerves the most. Okay, I'm going to put him, and then I'm going to add McKinley, and then I'm going to add Nicole. Because they all three get on my last nerve from this season. Hold up. Did Arris tell Jasmine that he likes a woman that could hold her own, as if Jasmine didn't? Okay? Just because she wasn't all rowdy and all up in your cousin's face or your face doesn't mean that she did not hold her own. Arris is toxic. He likes that stuff. He wants somebody to be all rowdy up in his face and doing this, that, and the other, because it turns him on. Okay? And then, of course, McKinley's going to sit there and try to jump in it, talking about something. But in Arris' defense, no. Ain't no in Arris' defense. Did Arris support Jasmine as his wife? Absolutely not. McKinley, you shut up because nobody asked you absolutely nothing. How about you go back to your basement in Michigan? And I'm trying to figure out why Kevin have to make Arris apologize to his ex-wife for not supporting her in the process when his cousin was the one being negative and overstepping her boundaries. Like, he's a grown man. He's about to be 40 years old and you can't realize what you did was wrong? So the first couple was Arris and Jasmine. Y'all, Kevin said, what was the problem? I'm saying here, like, what you mean? What was the problem? He didn't like her. That was the problem, okay? He's like, so what really happened? Arris is like, I want to keep some things private. Like, me and Jasmine had a conversation. Out of respect for her and out of respect for the family, I just want to keep things private. So then Kevin was like, well, I'm still confused. And he was like, well, I guess you're just going to have to be confused. Arris, nobody got time for you to be playing these games. Basically, you probably said something that was very distasteful and disrespectful to Jasmine that you don't want to repeat on national television. If you don't want to repeat it, you probably should have never said it. But you know what? We're going to let it go, okay? Jasmine lets us know that she does appreciate the fact that Arris was always honest with her and he never made her feel as though, and he was never giving her false hopes. I do feel like at some points he was giving her false hopes and he was like giving her a little bit and taking it back. It's like every time they had conversations with the experts, it's like he was trying to like make it seem like he was all in and he was trying when God knows he was never trying, okay? They asked her about the fact that he slept with one of her friends and she was like, once I realized who the girl was, this, that, and the other, he definitely has a type. Because the friend and Jasmine are completely, totally opposite. And I'm just going to say the friend probably is just thicker. That's it. She has to be just thicker. So Kevin asked her, do she feel as though Arris was prepared for this process? She said, I think we prepared differently, and I would agree. Because how is it that, you know, she's coming in here ready to be a wife and whatnot, and you out here sleeping with people 2 weeks before you get married? I don't care if it's just married at first sight or anything like that. The fact of the matter is that you took it upon yourself to sign up for this process, to say you wanted to get married because you was ready to settle down and you couldn't keep your peen to yourself at least 2 weeks before your wedding. So then y'all remember when Arris and Jasmine was pulling them little papers out the hat, okay? They was pulling the papers out the hat, and one of the questions was like, tell me a secret that you wanted to tell me, but you felt like it was too early. He gonna talk about something, he want an open marriage. He said that he only said that because he was over the cameras, but he said that he did tell Jasmine he didn't mean that. He was just, you know, messing around. So if Jasmine can vouch for it, then I'ma just have to let it go. Now they bring out Jasmine's cousin, and I'm like, come on, cousin, get him together. So Adriana, I think that's her name, Adriana comes out and she was more concerned with Jasmine's mental health more so than anything. Especially because at this big age of almost 40 years old, Arris has never been in a committed relationship, nor has he ever been in love. It's the expert fault. Y'all set her up for failure. Because it's not like he was 25 and he's never been in, you know, a real relationship. It's like, okay, he's still young. But this man's almost 40 years old. You should know that's the red flag in itself. But anyway, she said she didn't appreciate the disrespect from his cousin about how he was calling her fake. Arris was like, she never called her fake. Arris, stop lying. Just a few moments ago when y'all all was on the stage, you definitely apologized for your cousin saying that she was fake and being negative about y'all wedding to begin with. So all of a sudden now she didn't call her fake when we all saw her call her fake. Arris, get out of here. I know you wanted to defend your cousin, but that's the problem. And that's been the problem the whole time. You're never supporting your wife. So I'm here for the friend. That's right. Get him all the way together. I don't care if he feel attacked on that stage. He should be. So then they talk about, you know, the fact that Arris is always talking about sex, or whatever the case may be. And how, you know, Jasmine just wasn't that girl. Her cousin said, first of all, Jasmine is that girl. She's a lady in the streets and a freak in the sheets, okay? Don't sleep on her. She definitely can turn into Megan Thee Stallion and pull out the D's when she needs to. I said, well, dang. Jasmine looked like she couldn't even believe that's her. Child, and I'm glad that Arris will never get to even experience half of it because he gets on my nerve and he doesn't deserve it. Adriana says she just feels like Arris never tried. Arris said, I just feel like things happen the way they were supposed to happen. No, they happened that way because that's the way that you acted. What are you talking about? You didn't try. You came on a show for an experiment and didn't even try. Woo. So y'all remember friend boy that Jasmine went on a date with? That's her man now and they happy and whatnot. Kevin was like, I think it's just a red flag that he didn't want nobody to see his face or nothing like that. Jasmine said, stop it, sir, because that was my idea. That was my suggestion. Because she don't want nobody all over her man. And what's Arris doing? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I was so mad that they was cozied up on that couch like that because I'm like, girl, move away from him. Why y'all give them that little old couch? They should have gave him 2 separate chairs. So now we're going on to Chris and Nicole. Chris and Nicole still together. Chris and Nicole still happy, okay? Nicole so-called herself reading Kevin for filth because he judged their relationship and said that it wasn't going to make it. Baby, y'all not. Y'all not gonna make it past a year. But okay, we're gonna let you rock out since you feel like you needed to read somebody down, although you always in somebody else's business. But okay, I'll let you have it. They did a whole lot more talking, blah, 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 blah. They so perfect, blah, 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 blah. They so happy. Moral of the story is Nicole's still nagging and being aggravating, and Chris is just dealing with it. For now, okay? Chris is speaking up for himself, even though he never really wasn't speaking up for himself. But he's also taking care of his own happiness. It's not all about Nicole. Child, Chris is going to be out the door. I give it 5, 4, 3, 2. Where are they at now, okay? But anyway, so Nicole realized that she deserves love and happiness, and she does, but I need her to realize that Chris is not the one that's going to give it to her, and she needs to find that within herself. They call her father on the FaceTime because he's part of the season, of course, because he had to be on almost every episode just as much as them to talk to Kevin. He said he never had a problem with Chris, and Chris does have big D energy all of a sudden. Child, I just didn't see the point of it, but it is what it is. So we're going to move on, all right? They bring out all the ladies, and Kevin asked them, like, you know, who y'all go to for advice? So everybody, of course, goes to Nicole for advice because Nicole loved to be in everybody's business. So I don't even know why that was a question. I really feel like this was an unnecessary conversation between all the ladies. So I'm not about to go into details. So then they make Jasmine relive her breakdown that she has just to show how supportive the women were. I feel like a lot of the unseen footage was a lot of footage that it seemed like we saw. I don't know if I'm the only one who felt that way, but anyway, Jasmine got so emotional seeing herself because she saw how drained she was. She just relived the emotions that she was going through, and I just felt so bad for her because I really feel like Jasmine deserved, you know, real love, and I hope that she gets that. I hope that she gets that with her new boo, okay? Kevin had the nerve to ask her if there was anything she could say to him. Is there anything she wanted to say to him? As if they didn't already sit down and talk to him together. First of all, Jasmine said she don't have nothing to say to him. He didn't try. It just is what it is, and he was closed-minded. And I totally 110% agree with everything that she said. I don't even know why they picked Arris, and we're not going to sit there and keep going back and forth over it. I'm just glad that this season is basically over. Are we surprised that the men had sex fast? No, because half of them was having sex while they was in the process. So, like, why would we be surprised? Clint started having sex, which I think he deserved. Arris was having sex before he started, so why wouldn't he have sex after? McKinley allegedly had sex during the bachelor party. So, at the end of the day, these men was been doing them. Why are we surprised? We not. Nicole, for some reason, really feel like Shaq is the man for Kirsten. There is no other man. They need to make it work. They can do it. I don't think they could do it. I'm just gonna have to say it. I never thought they could do it. If anybody, if there was any couple I thought would be able to do it, it's Clint and Gina. Not Shaq and Kirsten. Sorry, just not. So now we sit down and we talk to Clint and Gina, and Clint doesn't know what a glow up means. It just means that you look better. According to Gina. Anyway, now Gina seems to think that Clint got a little bit of swag because, you know, he got his little haircut or whatever. No, Gina's seeing that the audience loved them some daggone Clint. She was the only one that seemed to have a problem with him, okay? Gina said that her and Clint did really try to get romantic. It just never really happened. I don't believe that, and not one bit. Even from when they had the little toys and everything, it didn't look like they were really trying to get romantic. You know what I mean? To be honest, Clint was never the one that wasn't attracted to Gina. I think he only said that after Gina made it very clear that she wasn't attracted to gingers, and it kind of turned him off. So anyway, come to find out, they lost their luggage during the honeymoon, which I feel happens a lot during Married at First Sight. I feel like it's a setup somewhere around here, okay? I really hate that Gina and Clint didn't make it. Even them two sitting on the couch, they look good together. They seem like really good friends. And even Kevin's like, what went wrong? Y'all sure y'all don't want to spin the block? Apparently, they just feel like they don't know. What do you mean you don't know? Gina made it very clear that she still doesn't see herself being attracted to Clint, but Clint's still saying, I don't know. And I think she needs to go ahead and give it a shot. Kevin did ask Clint, does he feel as though she was there to promote her business? He said no, he was just, you know, in his emotions. And Gina was like, when emotions are high, intelligence is low. I said, Gina, shut up, because you was there to promote your business. And I think that she was there to promote her business, and if she fell in love, then that was a plus. And I don't think she really gave it a full chance, if you ask me. But they did better than Dominique and McKinley, because at least they finished the process. Clint said he feels like Gina did try, but he feels like she could have tried harder. And I agree. She also agrees because she said it just feels like she realized that at some point she just wasn't picking up what he was putting down. When he was like, you know, trying to go deep and break the surface, she just wasn't there for it. And I keep trying to tell y'all that it was Gina who was not trying. Clint would have been down to go as far as Gina would have wanted to go. Trust and believe that. Talking about something, they had conversations about, you know, being intimate. No, y'all didn't. I don't believe it for not 1 second. No, because y'all wouldn't even sleep in the same bed till y'all was forced to during the retreat. So I ain't buying it at all, okay? Come to find out, Gina's still focusing on her business. And guess what? My boy Clint got him a girlfriend. Good for him, because I want Clint to go ahead and get married and have some kids, because we know that Clint wants some kids, okay? So then, y'all, we got Kirsten and Shaq. And I was like, are they matching? They low-key sort of kind of a little bit matching and whatnot, okay? Kirsten's out here traveling, living her best life, and Shaq said he's in therapy. He had to let us know that he's in therapy, okay? We come to find out that they do check in a little bit here and there. But I'm just going to sum up this whole conversation between these two. I honestly feel like Kirsten was completely hurt with Shaq, because she was all in, and she was willing to give him more chance outside of decision day. Shaq said that he needed more time, and everybody was like, what do you mean you need more time? You had more time. You could have had more time if you would have just said yes on decision day. Kristen just feels like he didn't want to be married to her. He says he feels like he couldn't be the man that she wanted, and he put a lot of pressure on himself. Kirsten even told him at one point, relax, calm down. You don't even have to put you don't have to put pressure on yourself. I feel like Shaq knew he couldn't afford Kirsten. It had nothing to do with the fact that he wasn't good enough for her. He just felt like he couldn't afford her. And I don't know why, but reading Kirsten's body language and the way she's talking and the way she's responding, it really feels as though she is hurt still. She said it took her a long time to start talking back to Shaq, and she reached out to him because, you know, his grandfather passed away. Shaq said that he wasn't really sure what he was going to say on decision day, but when he got a call from the prophet from one of his organizations or something like that, and told him that he was going to have to make a big decision, and even if it is selfish, that he needs to make a decision for himself. And I'm like, so you basically walked away from your whole marriage because someone told you that you had a big decision to make, as if you didn't know it was going to be decision day and you was going to have to make a decision? Sir, excuse me? Make it make sense, because it's not making sense. So Kevin's like, so do you regret not saying yes on decision day? And child, they go off. And I'm like, please wrap this up soon. I hope hope y'all enjoyed this review because this is the best that I could do. This is what I got. This is what they gave me to work with, y'all. Bear with me, okay? Bear with me. With all that being said, don't forget to like the video, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. And I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.